Hello devs, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to analyze a coffee shop sales dataset, and this is my dataset. And you can see transaction ID and transaction date and transaction time and transaction quantity, store ID, and other some columns. Now let's go to our notebook, and these are the prerequisites and these are the objectives. We are going to find these questions, and let's import the dataset first. And to import the dataset, we are going to import the dataset using pandas. So let's import our pandas library. Import pandas as pd. Now let's import, or let's take a variable data uh, to store the data. Now let's import pd dot read excel, and now let's pass our uh, dataset name, and my dataset name is coffee shop sales dot slx. Let's copy this file name and pass it here, and let's print our data. So let's wait for some time to load the data, and you can see my data here. So this is my data set. So this is my row count and this is my column count. Now I want to display the first 10 columns. Now I want to display the first 5 rows from my data set, and let's display first 5 rows data dot head. So this function will return first 5 rows. Okay, let's run this, and you can see my 5 first rows. So if I want first 10 rows, simply pass 10 in our head function. So let's run this, and you can see the first 10 rows from our data set. Okay, now if I want last 5 columns, we can simply use data dot tail. So this function will return last 5 columns. By default the value is 5 here, so we don't need to pass 5 number here. And you can see these are my last 5 rows. If I want last 10 rows, simply pass 10 here, and you can see my last 10 rows. Now let's describe our data set. Okay, now let's describe our data set. Data dot describe. So this function will display the description of our data set, and you can see the count is these are my row count, and the mean value of price is 3.3, and the standard deviation of my uh, columns, and this is my minimum value from all columns, and this is 25 percentage value from all the columns, and this is my 50 percentage, and this is 75 percentage, and this is the maximum values in all columns. Now let's check if there is any null values in our data set. And again, now let's check for null values. To check null values, data dot is na. This function will return any if any null values present in our data set. Okay, there is no null values. So if I want the total null values, column wise. You can simply sum our null values, and you can see these are all my columns, and this is count of null values. So all the columns have no null values. Now let's check for another prerequisite, and next we are going to add a column to our data set. So add weekday column here. So this is my transaction date. So I want this date in weekday. So whether it is Sunday or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday or Fridays. So I want the exact day from date. Now let's add one column for weekday. Data of uh, weekday. Okay, now let's display our data. I'm display head of the data, and you can see a new column is added, that is weekday, and you can see the weekday here. Okay, now let's add another column for time period. So I want the exact the time frame, whether it is morning or whether it is afternoon or evening. So let's add another column is time period. So time period, let's add data of transaction time. Now let's apply a lambda function. Apply lambda, take a variable x to store the value, and it is morning if my hour is x dot hour is less than 12, and it is between 6 and 12. So my time frame is morning if my hour is less than 12 and greater than 6, greater than or equal to 6, or else afternoon if my hour is greater than 12 hour, and it is less than uh, 18. So I'm taking 24 hours format. 18 means 6 p.m. Else it is evening. Okay. Now run this one. Let's print data dot add. Okay, I forgot uh, if statement here. Okay, now let's run again, and you can see another column is added. uh, these are all my morning. Let's print last columns here, and you can see these are all evenings and weekday Friday. Okay. Okay, now let's go to our objectives. Let's find which month has highest sales. Okay, now let's find data dot group by. Let's group our data of a transaction on transaction date to. Let's convert it to that in date format. So I want a month from my transaction date. So I pass M here. Okay, now let's pass transaction quantity. Transaction quantity. Sorry, it's Q EY. Okay, let's run this. Okay, actually the transaction quantity is in outside. Okay, now let's run this. It's sum this one, and you can see month 6 has highest sales. Okay, now let's go for another one. Which time on a day the sales are most active? Okay, let's find which time period have highest sales, whether it is morning, evening, or afternoon. Let's find it. Data dot group by. I want to group my data on time period. E- on which time period the sales are high. Let's take TRA and transaction quantity. Let's paste our column here. Transaction quantity. Okay, let's remove this. Let's paste our column name transaction quantity, and then some or quantities. There is an error. Time period. Okay, my time period is I typed wrongly. Okay, let's copy this one and paste it here. It's actually time period, but I typed period. Okay, now anyway, let's run this, and you can see afternoon. Okay, morning has highest sales. Let's go for another one. Okay, which store location has high number of sales? There are different stores, but let's find which store has high number of sales. Okay, now let's uh, group our data. Group our data on store location. and also transaction quantity. Okay, let's paste our transaction quantity column here. Okay, let's add. Okay, now let's count, and we can see uh, these are the different stores. There are three stores. Out of these stores, Hell's Kitchen store has high number of uh, quantity sold. Okay, now let's go to another one. And what are the different product categories? So there are different products. These are the product categories. There is a coffee, tea, drinking chocolate, and many other ones. Okay. Uh, Now let's display what are the different all kinds of products. Data dot product category dot unique. Okay, now let's run this, and you can see these are the different types of product categories, and these are the categories: coffee, tea, drinking chocolate, bakery, flavors, loose tea, coffee beans, packed chocolate, and branded. So these are the different types of categories. Okay, now let's go for another one. uh, which product category has highest high number of sales? So in these product categories, which category has highest sales? Now let's that group our data, group by on product category, product category, and transaction quantity. So let's copy our transaction quantity column here. Okay, now let's sum our transaction quantity, and you can see the coffee has the highest number of sales, 18,250. Okay, now let's go for another one. And which product has high sales? If you see the data set, in coffee there are different types of coffees. If you take there are different types of teas. If you take drinking chocolate, there are different drinking chocolate. It is cold chocolate or hot chocolate. So so let's find which product has high sales. Okay, let's group our data dot group by this time I want to group on product type, not category. So I want to find the sales on product type. Now let's product type and group on transaction. Simply paste our quantity column. Okay. Okay. Actually, okay. Let's count. Okay. These are the different types of product items. So I want to find the most sale item. So let's sort our values. Sort values. It's actually sort values. Okay. I want in ascending order. Ascending false. So my brewed chai tea has the highest number of sales, that is 17,183. Now these are the different product types and these transaction quantity values, sale values. Let's go for another one. Which product has highest sales? I already done this. Which product is in more active in morning times? So let's find which product type is mostly sold at mornings. Data dot look. So I want only mornings. So let's take a time period. Uh, so my time period name is different. So I'm pasting it here. Time period and equal to morning only. Morning. Then group by on product type. And transaction quantity, just paste it here, transaction quantity. Okay, let's count. Okay, now okay, let's sort our values. Sort values, values. Let's run again, and you can see broadside has, and you can see broadside is in more active in morning times. So it is the most sold item at mornings. Okay, now let's go for another one. uh, which product is in more active in afternoon times? Okay, now we simply copy this line. Okay, paste it here and simply change morning to afternoon. Okay, now let's run this, and you can see government brewed coffee is in more active at afternoons. Okay, now let's go for another one. And which product is more active in evening at evening times? Okay, now let's simply paste the same code and change time period to evening. Okay, you can see broadside is more active at also evenings. Okay, and now go for another one, that is last one. Which day in a week has high number of sales? Okay, let's group our data on week, group by on weekday. So group our data on weekday, and then transaction quantity. Simply pasting my transaction quantity column here, and then sum the values, and you can see. Let's sort our values. Sort values, and you can see Monday has highest number of sales, 31,231. So if you want it in descending order, let's simply pass ascending. Ascending is equal to false. You can see Monday here. Monday has the highest number of sales.